That boy who used to spend days in the garage with only his imagination and a couple hand tools has gotten lost in the grind of the real world. I think it's time we find him. A couple of weeks ago, I had my first fail. The concept was good, and I actually pulled it off. The Couch Caddy. An awesome tambour style piece I just had to build. But I don't use it. Ever. But I need something to hold my juice box when I recline and chill out the corner. So, this time, I'm taking an end table, shrinking it to 5 inches wide, and sliding it between my sofa and the wall. It has to hold the juice box, the remote, pen, paper, a couple of books, and a laptop. But how? I don't know, but I do know this. The base is going to be a couple of 2x4s ripped and glued together. I like the weight, the dimension, solid. Tight bond 3, clamp it. On my deck rail picket planner video, I used a dumbbell for the glue up. And I joked about needing to work out, and I do. So every time I leave this room, every time, I'm going to hit the pull-up bar. Do a pull-up, chin-up, or just a dead hang. I put it on tape, so I'll do it. I hope. This is going to hurt. The most visual piece is the top. So we've got to hit those lines just right. At 24 or 28 inches long and only 5 wide, I think a 2x4 will be too thick. My first thought was to clamp up something like the base, then plane it down to thickness. But then I found this rough sawn piece. Hemlock, pine, maybe fir, I'm not sure. I'll plane it down to just under an inch, hoping it's the look I want. And we're feeding the wind. I love the sound of this girl. Taking the raw and the rough, peeling back the layers to the beauty within. The sides, look, I struggled with this one. 3/4 stock, looked too thin. 1.5 inches, too thick. I'm quirky. I get it. I know it. I go by look, I go by feel, and sometimes it just doesn't match up with dimensional lumber. But if you don't have a table saw and the ability to rip down stock, don't worry. Check the description. I'll get a version with only dimensional lumber up there, a SketchUp at the very least. For a bit, I settled on 1.125 inches for the leg. Yeah, right? 1/8. No idea why. It just felt right. The saw did such a good job here, I won't even need to feed them to the wind this time. A quick sanding at the bench sander will be enough, 120 grit. The top gets a little more time, ensuring a nice smooth surface. And all edges, every last one of them, gets a little bevel. Now that I smoothed it out, I'm going to take some time to beat the crap out of it. Just a little bit of distressing. Taking my bug hole maker, just a bunch of nails and 200-mile-an-hour tape, I pound in a series of faux bug bores. The stain will love these. I'll take a blade to it and cut some scratches and a plastic mallet for dents, and probably a file to some of the edges. I'm not going full primitive here though, but I do want it to look a little bit used. I don't want any sharp edges that scream pristine, because the Lord knows I'm anything but. The fungus is among us. Black acrylic paint watered down. Let's take a moment to zoom in. When you get it right, you'll know it. The perfect paint to water ratio. And there, see that? The wood just soaks it up, making its own pattern. No brush stroke, no edges, perfection. That's good. We'll let it dry. I got a couple more pieces to cut, and we'll get ready for assembly. All right, we'll grab some thin stock, all those little 2x4 round over cutoffs, maybe a longer one tucked back here in the corner, and cut to size. Then we'll rip this thin strip even thinner, but you'll have to wait to see what that's for. Sorry. If it helps, I'll say something like, it's a game changer. Nothing will ever be the same. But that would be a lie. It's just a little something I want to try, and we'll see if it works. All right, so we got this little, let's call it a magazine rack on the bottom. I think we will settle on 1 inch off the base, and the top shelf 4 inches down looks about right. Let's start with the top. Tight bond 3. Spread it out. I'm not going for a lot here. No mass coverage. There's just no need. And it's a good thing. You'll see in a minute when it all goes south and the smiley frown comes out. Some small finish nails to hold it in. And a couple screws for strength. And since we are smart and doing it from the bottom, no one will see. All right. Stop. Play that again. Look at me. I'm so proud of myself, drumming all happy like. Until, yeah, you idiot, you forgot to put the legs on first. The throwing knife comes out. I really want to throw it right now, but I tried to pry with it. Then the screwdriver. Pry it apart. Really glad I didn't put so much glue. And I screw the legs on, but screw up the camera shot. Day keeps getting better. All right, take 2. Glue, tight bond 3, some screws, and we're good to go. Let's flip this bad boy upside down, get the base put on for a trial fit. No glue here, just going to test it out. It has to be perfect to hold everything I want and still be open enough to reach everything and flip the sofa to recline mode. Massive large triangle comes out, the best Harbor Freight has to offer, and we're square. Add some 2-inch screws from the bottom, just 1 on each at this point to get the ball rolling. I like it. I mean, seriously, you'll see in less than a minute. But first, we need to discuss our stain. Now, what color should we use? I have black, dark walnut it looks like, special walnut, or go au naturel. I think I'll go black. No? Wait. What's this one hiding out under the rag? Huh. Golden oak. That sounds interesting. Oh, I love this thing. Love, love, love it. You can't buy this. It fits too perfectly. I'll pull the sofa out a couple inches to gain some handroom, but seriously, it holds everything. My books, my laptop, my snacks, sketchbook, pens, remote, phone. This is why I build. You cannot buy this. You won't find it. It won't fit. When you custom make it to your look, your feel, oh, why did I ever stop woodworking? I could actually be competent at this point had I not stopped 30 years ago. Ugh. Look, if you're younger than me, don't stop. I mean, work hard, raise a family, do your thing. But don't stop doing the little things that make you smile, that might not make you money or make sense to anyone else. Music, writing, drawing, woodworking, living. Thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Anything and everything. Thank you.